I'll never forget something an old music teacher said to me in primary school, funnily enough. And I can't remember exactly what he said word for word, but it stuck to me along the lines of making a mistake isn't always a bad thing. Like, a lot of the times you can make a mistake and it can actually create something beautiful relative to music. And I remember going home and thinking about that even as a kid. And I remember the first thing that I personally paired that concept with was either FIFA or PES, one of those games, whichever game I was playing at that age. It was probably PES. If you've seen it was primary school. And I remember always playing, right? And I'd make a mistake in the game. Then I'd think to myself, a mistake isn't always a bad thing. And whenever I took that philosophy and adopted it, all of a sudden, like, I realized, oh, okay, when I do make a mistake in it, like, I started making mistakes in the game or things happen in the game that I didn't necessarily need to do, but because I wasn't there sweating the fact or stressing the fact that I just made a mistake, I just carried on with a positive mindset and kept moving forward rather than worrying about what just happened. I moved with what had already happened, and I got better at the game. It was really weird. It was really, really weird. I'll never forget that. And in hindsight, that was my first experience that I can remember of being really aware and conscious of how our minds tick, how our minds work, and how you can have an element of control over them, or not an element, how you can have control over it. And today was a really interesting example of that. It was a day where I was supposed to wake up early to get something done that wasn't necessarily time constrained, but it would have just been a lot more, how would I put it? The most optimal way to do it would have been to get up early and get it done. Anyway, I didn't do that. I woke up at the time I was supposed to wake up. Mentally just said, fuck this. I went back to sleep, woke up mad late. However, I didn't panic and didn't change the way in which I had planned my day, planned to do everything in exactly the same order, in exactly the same manner, and execute it to exactly the same quality as I would have. And then it turns out the thing that I had planned to do got cancelled. So it was a beautiful example of making a mistake isn't always the worst thing in the world. It's not always a mistake. It's only a mistake if you really sit there and dwell on it and stress about what had happened and what you've done and da-da-da-da-da. But if you just move forward and continue with what is now in front of you, because you can't get back time if you're late for something. You can't rewrite the past if you have done a physical action wrong. All you can do is act upon here and now and move forward from here and now, because dwelling in the past isn't going to do you any favors. So today was a blessed day for that reason, in many ways. It was a blessed day. Slightly disappointing because I would have liked to have done what had then been cancelled. However, yeah, insightful, blessed day. And if it hadn't gone the way it did, I wouldn't have encountered the people that I encountered, had the conversations that I encountered, shared the moments, grown the bonds, so to speak, with the people that I encountered, which was nice. It was cool. It was a blessed day, even though mistakes were made. I'll see you tomorrow.